Hello children, in today's lesson we're going to be revising some of the methods that we've learned in class for adding two-digit numbers. So we're going to begin with looking at the open number line. Okay, so let's have a little look at what we do. We draw a number line. To add, we need to make sure we've got enough space. So we write our number sentence and then we go down at least 4, possibly 5 lines to make sure that we can actually fit in what we want to do. We then start our number line with the biggest number in our addition sentence. So in this case, it's 53. Can you see how I'm writing one digit in each box? I'm then going to partition my second number into tens and ones. So I've got 3 tens, which is 30, and 2 ones. I'm going to begin by adding on the ones. So 53 add 2 will get me to 55. Now I'm going to add on the tens, and I can do this in 2 ways. I can make 3 jumps of 10 because I've got 30. So let's do that. Add 10 gets me to 65. Add another 10 gets me to 75. Add another 10 gets me to 85. Now, I know that these are correct because I know that when I'm adding on 10, my ones don't change, so all these numbers here end in 5, but my tens do, and they go up by 1 10 each time. So I've gone from 5 tens to 6 tens to 7 tens to 8 tens. The other way I could do this is to make just 2 jumps, so starting with my 53, partitioning again, add on my 2, which gets me to 55, and then I could add my 30 in 1 jump, add on 30, which gets me to 85. Get the same answer either way. So my answer to 53 add 32 is 85. Now I want you to pause the video here, and I want you to complete the 2 number line additions in the PDF file. Well done, children. Now we're going to move on to the next method. And the next method is our first step in column addition. And it's where we draw a pictorial representation. So here I'm going to add 34, add 23. And you can see that I've drawn my picture. In the PDF file, it shows it with base 10. However, I know you probably haven't got any at home, neither have I, so I've drawn a picture. So here is my 3 tens and my 4 ones for 34, and my 2 tens and my 3 ones for 23. So I'm going to add up my ones first. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's draw 7 ones. And then I'm going to add up my tens. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Try to make sure when you're drawing them that you don't draw really big sticks for your tens, but they need more than sort of 2 squares. Now I'm going to add them up. So I've got 7 ones, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tens. Now I know that 5 tens is the same as 50. So my calculation now becomes 50 add 7, which is 57. Now children, I'd like you to pause the video here and complete the calculations that I've set in the PDF file using this method. Well done, children. We're now going to move on to the column method of addition. Now, the column method addition is the one that I'd like you to use if you possibly can. And it's really, really straightforward. So I've got 76 add 26, and I want to find the total. So I'm going to write this in columns. I'm going to write my tens and my ones here. I'm going to write 72. And can you see how I've lined up my tens and my ones underneath the T for tens and there's the O for ones? Just makes it a little bit easier to add. And then I'm going to put my 26 underneath in a column. I'm going to draw a line or 2 lines to show that that's where I'm going to write my answer. And I'm going to put my addition sign to remind me that I am adding. It is really important that you line up your tens and your ones, children, because you won't be able to add them accurately if you don't. So I'm going to add my ones first. I've got 2 ones and 6 ones. That makes 8 ones. And I've got 7 tens and 2 tens. 7 add 2 is 9, so 70 add 20 is 90. 9 tens. So 72 add 26 is 98. I'd like you to pause the video again, and I'd like you to complete the questions that I've set in the PDF file.